What's up everyone? It's Nicole here from Toujours, and today we are going over the ideal texture of a macaron. It's one of my most frequently asked questions I receive. Is it supposed to be chewy? Is it supposed to have that crunch on the outside or crunch all the way through? Is it supposed to have a delicate center, or is it way too soft? All these things are so frequently asked. You are not alone if you've had that question before, and in this video we are going to go through that and how to achieve the ideal texture for a macaron. First, let's go into the three main factors that determine the texture of your macaron shell. So number one is gonna be your recipe. So the recipe that you use makes a huge difference, especially with French macarons. You can have two completely different results with the two main recipes that are out there used. So number one, if you're using a recipe that has twice as much confectioner sugar to almond flour, or around there, you have an increased amount of confectioner sugar, then you are going to have a more delicate cookie in the end result. That confectioner sugar adds that crunch on the outside and that airy middle of your cookie. It just sort of goes into that slight chew once it's matured, and then it's just that delicate bite. Whereas if you add more almond flour and you start to get those ratios equal amounts confection sugar to equal amounts almond flour, you're gonna be having a meatier cookie. You're gonna have a more substantial bite when you're biting through that. Whether that's good or bad, you need to decide that, but that changes a lot of your overall texture of your macaron. So yes, the added almond flour is gonna help you have that full macaron, but it will also yield a more standard cookie texture in the end. So I just wanna reiterate how much recipe makes a difference. I started out at home doing French method with twice as much confectioner sugar to almond flour because I really enjoy that eggshell exterior of that outside of your shell, and then that really airy, delicate center. That is my favorite bite. However, as I went on with my business, I switched to a equal ratio just because it would yield more consistent results and did help in my kitchen at home. So it's really dependent on you. In pastry school, we use the 2-to-1 ratio as well, and it just yields that authentic bite that you would think a macaron from France would have. Moving on to the second main factor that determines the texture of your macaron, and that is gonna be your bake time. If you are under baking, that's when you start to get that really chewy, kind of sticky texture. If you're baking too long, they're gonna start getting really hard. It depends on the recipe you use, but you could have really hard, brittle macarons if you bake too long, or really hard, like trying to get through double stack cookie Oreo, without the filling kind of cookie. So it's gonna change completely if you over bake your shell. It's gonna have a really hard time maturing. And in my hopes to save a batch, if I even let them go 30 seconds too long, I've done a few things. I've brushed the bottoms of my shell with simple syrup. I brushed the bottom of my shells with milk. I've heard of some people leaving them out on the counter for a while to soak up a little moisture in the air. There are things I've heard of, but really nothing that truly is the cure to an overbaked macaron. Moral of the story, don't overbake your macarons. You're definitely gonna have to play with your oven. If you're getting too hard of macarons that don't mature, maybe a slower and lower method for your oven would be better. It really depends on your oven. So just playing around with it so that you don't have too brittle or too hard of shells, or too sticky and goopy shells that mature way too fast. If you fill them and they're not baked fully, they're gonna just disintegrate before you even have time to mature them. So again, you bake too long and you're gonna get these hard shells that don't mature. You bake too short and it's gonna be a sticky mess that you can't even fill because they're too soft. And moving on to the third factor that determines your texture of your macaron, and that is your filling. The fillings of your macaron can vary so much on moisture, and that is what's going to help mature your macarons, but can also make them soggy before you're even ready to eat them. So you have to make sure, if you are filling your macarons with anything moist, like a jam or a curd, that you are making sure that they're stiff enough that they're not going to over mature your macarons too quickly and it's gonna start to disintegrate your bite. As you bite into it, it's gonna have no middle and it's just gonna be that shell on the outside, and the jam or curd is gonna have reached all the way to the end of the shell and start to soak out. So you have to be careful with the content that you're putting into those cookies you've spent so much time baking. Now, does that mean you shouldn't use a jam because it's moist? Heck no. What I do when I'm making my jam is I will cook it a little bit longer than recommended. So a certain temperature, I bake it 2 degrees a little bit higher to make sure that it loses a little moisture. And then I dam it with a buttercream or something like that, which is going to help it not seep all the way through my cookie. The buttercream kind of stops it. You can even add a layer of buttercream, thin layer of buttercream over your shell before you add your moist filling, and that should help give it a couple more days before it seeps too much into your shell. In addition, I find that ganache is going to mature your shells faster due to the higher moisture content in them as opposed to a buttercream. So that's something to think of. If you have more soft shells typically, then maybe a buttercream is better for your specific shells if you want it to not over mature quickly. Or if you have a tendency to have crunchier shells, perhaps a ganache is better for you to soften them a bit. Now that we've gone over the 3 main factors that contribute to the overall texture of your macaron, I'm gonna bring in a guest just to help display our preferences as we bite into some macarons. So we've got Wesley here, my husband, and he is going to help bite into these with me, and we can just talk about what our reaction or preference is to these specific macarons. This is a caramel, like a gold chocolate ganache in this one, and it is a cocoa, so it has chocolate in the macaron shell, so it's gonna be a little different too. It's another recipe one.
I'm biting first.
Yeah. Sprinkles add a crunch, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Sprinkles add a crunch. That was pretty good. Not too crispy on the outside, more chewy, which I like. It's pretty full.
It is. Cocoa powder usually makes my macs more full. I hear this from other bakers as well. It's been in the freezer since April, so that's probably why it doesn't have that outer crunch at all.
It's August now.
Yeah. Don't judge me,
That's
people.
4 months.
It still tastes great though.
It does.
It does. So, don't hate on frozen macarons. It still, if you can see, has a nice shell, and it did have a crunch to it, just the slightest bit, and a chewy center. All right, let's do something more recent. Hello Kitty macarons, I'll go first. These are filled with a buttercream and a tropical caramel center. That one had just as much or lack of bite, don't you think?
Yeah.
As to the 4-month-old macaron.
I'd say not quite as soft.
Yeah. Maybe a little overbaked.
Overbaked.
Overbaked, perhaps. This convection.
Just a little.
This
but nice and full because of that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of your toss-up. I've been using this Oster toaster oven, and I just love that. It bakes them so full, but it is like 20 seconds too much and your macaron is not gonna soften as much as I prefer. So it's definitely, you have to play around with it a bit. This is chocolate mint, so let's save that to the last one.
Yeah, good call.
I did a live with my children and we made these tri-colored macarons, right? So these were baked in my big oven, and then this one was baked in the convection toaster oven. You can even tell the color difference, hopefully. Over baked.
Which one was which?
Toaster oven.
Uh-huh.
This oven. Gas conventional oven. The coloring is even different. Once you start, you know, certain ovens will start browning your color no matter what, which is unfortunate, but I feel like the convection definitely does if I over bake it. So, like, that is a substantial cookie.
Yeah, I like the feet on this one too.
Yeah, the little ruffle.
In appearance, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't taste like a macaron.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know if it'll focus. It is super full.
Don't like that.
It's Instagram worthy, but it's not what we like to eat. So this was baked in there, same batch.
It looks better. Looks more
Way too big.
more like pears.
Better, right?
It tastes like a Mac.
And that, gaps and all, tastes more authentic.
Exponentially so.
Yeah. This is more of a traditional French filling. I shared it in Tiana and Mai's filling class. It's a vanilla almond flavoring.
Yes.
Or vanilla almond. You wanna go first?
No. Oh yeah. Here, you want to show the gap?
Let's see if it focuses. We'll hide.
Hide our faces. Autofocus is the worst.
This is one of my favorites. That's me, my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's still pretty meaty,
Huh.
but it has that delicate airiness to it. I just love that flavor. It's not too sweet.
Yeah, like that is perfect flavor, but you wouldn't want to post that
Yeah,
picture, right?
exactly. It's not Instagram worthy. Yeah, if you can see, like,
So good.
okay, this just did these. These are brown sugar macarons. And brown sugar, I noticed when we did the live last week on this, was that it really softened the inside. The shell on the outside stayed nice and hard, which I was surprised about. But the inside was a lot different of a texture. I'm excited for him to try it, actually.
Yeah. I have not tried these. What's the flavor on the inside again?
Try it and then tell me what you think. Might come to you. We need water.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll just tell you.
It tastes like brown butter.
It's brown butter cookie dough. Chocolate
okay.
chip cookie. Yeah, but did you taste
That's
the brown
good.
sugar at all?
Um,
It's hard with the brown butter, I think. Yeah, here, just have some of the shell. They're different
they're
though.
different for sure.
Yeah.
They're good.
Okay, mint. This was from March, from Ann May's birthday celebration.
Still August. Yeah, these are good.
Hopefully we don't get
Oh
sick.
man. Delicate.
That's delicate. Granted, it's like 80 degrees in our house right now, and the ganache is melting a bit. So it's a little bit melty, but this is like the texture you would see in most of your French macarons from France. So we've tried all these macarons, differing temperatures, recipes, everything you can think of. We've got cocoa powder, brown sugar in some of the recipes, and we've got 2 different ovens we've baked in. The same batch can yield such different results. And it's really a preference thing of what you want your product to taste like. We prefer that delicate outside of your macaron with that soft, airy center. It's just that delicate bite. I don't know what other word to use, but delicate is just a perfect word for these finicky cookies.
Yeah. So it makes it different.
Yeah.
So it makes it not just like you made a cookie sandwich.
Yeah. That's what makes them so fancy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video helps you determine how you want to make your macarons and what texture you want to achieve when making macarons. Again, I just want to reiterate 3 different factors that are going to affect your macaron texture, and that's going to be your recipe, your time that you bake, how long you bake, what oven you bake in, and your filling, how moist your filling is, how long you mature them for. That's going to allow the moisture from your filling and your flavor to soak into those shells and really marry together. All right, thanks guys so much for watching. Enjoy your macarons. We have headaches now from sugar. We'll catch you guys later. Peace out.